Hello YouTube and welcome to life here back in Ark Survival. So it's been a while since I did my last video, but we have been working quite hard getting things sorted. And our first, I did manage to get level 85, almost level 87. I literally spent days and days and days with a Rex on Carno Island, just going round and round and round. In fact, I'm pretty sure if I'd got off of the dino, it'd have carried on walking, doing the circuit on its own. We did it that many times. But it was worth it because we did get our industrial forge. Although, now I have said industrial forge, not as impressed as what I thought I would be. Yes, it smelts metal really quickly, but we only do metal every 4 or 5 days, so that really wasn't. It wasn't the pinnacle that I thought it would be, but it is very nice to have. The other problem we have was when we got it, we was like, yay, let's get it built, and we stuck it in and it won't go. So we had to make a lot of alterations, which now looking back, I'm glad we did. We've got quite a bit more room, and I'll show you that in a minute. And we had to extend the building upwards quite a lot. So this is the width extension that we did put on, and that was purely so we could get the forge in and get in and around it. And as you can see, even though our roof level's there, we had to go up another 2 more walls. But again, you'll see from the outside, not that big of a deal now. Our metal box is here, so literally we can just fill the forge up once it's finished smelting. From up here, overload ourselves, get it all out, put it in the metal box, and away we go. Our other boxes run all the way down, pretty much the same layout as what we had before, and I don't think they were there. I think that's we did that separately, and basically we've got ammo, weapons and tools. And pretty much the idea is you don't have to go all nice rubber band. You don't have to go all the way upstairs, you can actually get it here. The window's no longer in there, it's just we've got 2 at the top, but no longer at the bottom there. Our industrial cooker, I think you saw that in the last video, that's not changed. Our grinding machine's now here, out of the way. We don't use it extensively all the time. We pretty much, as we grab stuff that we just throw it in here and smelt it down and put it away where it's needed. The one item out of level 85 which I think is an absolutely godsend is the chemistry bench. That saves you so much time. Things like doing narcos, gunpowder, it's not even funny. That is worthy of getting the 85 way more than the industrial forge. So that to me was worth going around the island all the time that I was doing. Quick look in here, nothing's changed in here. We have put our glass floors in. I'm not sure if that was done, and I've still got one more to repair. After a Bronto came in and we were trying to tame it and get it out the front, decided to swipe and knock half of this glass out. Some of the dinos we've now got perfect tames, so perfect tame, dildos, and pretty much the same for the carnos. Now when we're saying perfect tame, it's not the same as the perfect tame that you get when you run it through the admin command. When we're saying perfect tame is we've labeled them that it was a level 150 and we got the maximum best level we could, either via the food source that it requires or the kibble. It's not a perfect tame as in the admin command. as we can go through. We've got some Gallimimus now, so we've got them all operating. Still with the same principle of 4 females, 1 male. Our allosaurs have now been moved up onto a ramp, so they're a lot more organised. And we've got tons of room down here. Now, that's new, and I'll show you that shortly. So that's the second floor that we have put in. All our big dinos now are in our big dino section. Now this is still being crafted. As you can see, we're still getting the resources in. Now our server, Spinox, is actually set at default for dino taming, resources and things like that. The only alteration we did was when we first started, we actually changed the default level from easy all the way to the maximum level of difficulty that we could at that time. But everything else is completely vanilla, as if it will be without you making any alterations. Like I say, it takes a while to get as much resources as what we needed for building all this. So quick dinosaur update. Electra's now new, so we've got 2 Brontos, and we've there here who can now carry almost 6.6, and there we go, 3.4. So what we do is we'll take the Doedicruses out, have with 1 Doedicrus or 2, take both Brontos and just keep going around the island, keep filling them up, come back, and we'll just make as much items as we can with the stone we've got. Spinos, we've got all our Spinos now. 1 male, 4 females. I was kind of disappointed with the Spinos actually. I thought they'd be a lot better combat wise. Now we haven't really got a very high level one. Q1's quite high, 196, and it needs naming, but I've not had a chance to take it out yet. But as compared to a Rex, I would take a Rex over a Spino any day. They seem to be a lot more resilient, a lot better in combat than Spinos. Now it could be that I'm using the Spinos in the wrong setting, the wrong location. I don't know, but the Rexes I tend to find are far better combat. And as you can see, we've got a nice group of them. Now Mowgli, Jinx, and where are you? Dixie, as you can see they're all 2-1, are actually triplets, and they all came from the same egg. And when that was happening, I actually had 2 Spinos. So we had 2 Spinos that was going at the same time, which is these 2 here, who also need naming. We had the triplet Rexes, 2 Quetzals, and 2 Bears going at the same time, which was an absolutely bloody nightmare. I wouldn't like to do it again. We just spent so much time running around getting food, it weren't even funny. Now it's not so bad. We've got a good selection of Rexes, good high levels, so we're slowly crafting or grinding the experience up on them and getting them up in damage and health and stam. Our Quetzals, I'd say Victoria and Vicky here, they were twins, so that made pretty much a good experiment that we used for just checking if one was actually tame, because at the time we didn't have terror birds, so we couldn't give one of them kibble that it required for its comforting, but it didn't seem to affect it too much in the long run. But definitely it's worth doing. I'm just trying to think what I want on you. Wait. It was definitely the taming bonus that you get whilst they're going through the growth cycle, or the imprinting bonus I should say. Definitely pays dividend. We've noticed that with the Rexes. It's worth doing it as much as you can. You know, most of us do work, so we can't just spend our life waking up every 3 hours just to give our dinos TLC. But try and do it as much as you can while you're doing your imprinting. It does make a big difference. So going upstairs, our beetles were moved purely because we put the second floor level in, so we've moved all them down. We've extended the cage count, so we've 2 more beetles we need to get. These are worthy of getting. I know that there's quite a few people that do complain that you've got to put shit in them, and you know, if you're doing that, you might as well do a compost bin. I don't agree. Yes, you've got to do, you know, put the crap inside them, but the benefits of it is so much easier. You can fill these up, run away, come back an hour later, you've got oil and you've got fertilizer. We throw so much fertilizer away, it's not even funny. But I can't remember the last time I did an oil run either. These give us enough oil to keep our preserve bins going and everything fueled up. So definitely worth having. We'll get to that side in a minute. Our aviary section, we now have 2 aviary sections. And this side we extended a lot further out. So as you can see, this is the new extension that we put on, and that was purely because we couldn't fit all the arches on, 5 arches in the section we had, so we extended it a little bit. Our pelicans, or whatever they're called, I don't do anything with them. For me, they're completely useless. One of our treb members absolutely loves them and does a lot of water stuff. So they're really handy for him, but for me, I kind of find them useless. Our tapijari, or tapabari, or however you pronounce it, is coming on quite nicely. We've increased massively into speed and stamina. Its weight we've not needed to, but it's quite versatile to have, especially when we're doing our captures and stuff like that. It is worthy of having at least 1 in your fleet. They're not very good for long distance. The Tranodon still beats that for that, and speed, but it is handy to have. And of course our terror birds, which we've started getting now. We just need to get 1 more female. I would like to get a couple of high level ones and just go out in a big group and just have a look and see what damage you can do, because I've watched these do spawn on our island, and I have watched them just rip stuff apart. Might be worthy of exploring that idea. Little door, see if we can fly birds out while the roof's not on. So we don't have to worry about leaving the bottom door open, and we can keep that area, or this inner area, secure. If someone wants to go in there and have a go at the Rexes, yep, jog on. Let me know how that works out for them. But we want to try and protect this in a bit, so we can leave this door open. Nothing's going to get up here. We can just fly out, come up, do what we need to, and come back in. The top meat store hasn't changed. There's got some more fridges we need to get in there, and our incubation room, we haven't made any changes in there. We do have a little beaver now. Beavers are quite good. They seem to be a lot better than the mammoths for collecting wood. The only difference is the beavers can't carry as much as what the mammoths do. And I'm not sure about whether they would survive being attacked as much as the mammoths. They don't seem to have any problems. Ank's still the same. We did get another Doedicurus, and those are 2 wolves. We haven't started breeding them yet. Probably look at doing that this weekend. The principle is these are perfect tames. Again, and what we'll do is the offspring from these is what we'll actually use as operational dinos. So if it dies, even though yes it's a bit of a blow to you, it's not disastrous because we can just breed another pair. Kangaroo, again, another useless dinosaur for us that we don't particularly use, but it is nice to have it in our profile. Same with the spider. It does nothing apart from pretty much what it's doing now. Doesn't carry a lot of weight. PvP might be a little bit different, or if you had people raiding your bases, I don't know if that would make a huge difference, because it does spit the web out that slows them down. Not particularly sure, but the one dino that has impressed me the most is the diaper. These have given me so much fun. I would definitely, if I was to start over again, these things will be the highest thing on my priority list that I need to get. 3 reasons. 1, they're very fast. So you can use them for scouting. Like we would normally use the raptors for scouting, you can use these. The more that you run with them unobstructed, the faster that they get. 2, they rock at fighting. I mean, Molly's now up to 440. They do a lot of damage. They're not too bad at taking damage. They're nowhere near what a Rex would for taking damage, but they can definitely pummel anything in the caves that we've found so far, especially when you've got 1 male, 1 female. And likewise, what we did was we bred basically just to make sure that we've got 2 master pairs, and then the rest we can use for running. The other thing with birds, forgot to mention, was they collect fibre as well. So our goal was to try and get a Yeti as quick as we can, because pretty much, you know, if you start mentioning we need to do a fibre run, the tribe empties quicker than an hand grenade being thrown in a room. Nobody wanted to do it. Now with the birds, it's who wants to do a fibre run, and pretty much everyone's jumping on a bird and flagging it out the door. Just because you can have a lot of fun and gather resources. They're very fast at getting fibre, so it is worthwhile getting one of these, even at a low level, just for that reason only. That's pretty much about it, really. Oh yeah, the water pen. Oh wow, that's one of the new ones. First time I've seen one. Ooh, okay, well they're not very friendly. Okay, so they spit at you. Well, that's cute. Right, okay, so I'm just going to ignore him. He's going to get shot by the explants. Wait for that. Yep. Yeah. Well, that's the first time I've actually seen one of them, so that's different. I was actually wondering where they were spawning at. Now I know. So, back to, after having my ass handed to me, our water pen. There's Nessie. So we've got our plesiosaur. We did have a megalodon, but I was out exploring caves the other day and ended up getting pinned in by a bunch of stingrays, and we lost our megalodon and I died in the process. Dimetrodons are the same. You've got to have them in water in order for them to lay eggs. And they're definitely quite good at laying eggs. Came out just before I started filming and picked up 3 eggs. And that's pretty much it for the water side. Until we can... sorry, it steps. The Carrick or whatever he is. Oh, there he is. Come on, X-Plant, shoot him. There you go, that's better. So that's pretty much it, really. Our main focus at the moment is we're really pushing to get this building finished. And it doesn't help that we've changed designs a couple of times as we've gone along, or we've thought something would be a lot better. But this is pretty much going to be the base overall. Once this is finished, we're going to start looking at getting the boat section done, the underwater boat section. As you can see, just even in the middle of doing this, more Spino X. And we'll just see where we go from there, really. We just want to get this done. It's been a huge amount of resource stone wise to get this, but it is worth it, and it has been a group effort between 3 people. The other thing that we did do is spikes along the ridgeline at the top, and that was pretty much to stop things from jumping off, over and jumping in at the moment. Just because literally every time before we put them in, we came in here, all these were all huddled in one corner because something had got in and they'd gone to eat it. So now at least they stay in their the relevant lineups, and that's helped out a bunch. And that's pretty much it, guys. So if you got any comments or suggestions of what we could do to make any improvements or make our life even easier, certainly throw them down in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It is appreciated. And as always, don't forget to hit that subscribe. We will try and get some more videos going. I've not had a chance to too much just lately. But that is, a lot of projects are coming to a head, and I was hoping that they were coming to a head a couple of weeks ago, but a couple of delays managed to delay it, so I will get some more videos. As always, guys, take it easy, be safe, make sure you have lots of fun, and I will see you next time.